Okay, if you're running any kind of digital campaign right now, you know exactly what the daily struggle looks like, right? It's that constant, exhausting battle against rising customer acquisition costs. Today, we're diving into a comprehensive explainer of AdCreative AI. We're going to unpack the data, the performance metrics, and the underlying systems to see if it actually delivers high-converting ads at massive scale, or if you're just signing up for a bunch of hidden costs. Okay, let's dive into this, because honestly, this is the billion-dollar question sitting on the desk of every growth marketer, e-commerce store owner, and agency right now. You're spending thousands of dollars on ad creatives, but they just aren't hitting the mark. We're seeing these severe launch bottlenecks, mostly because modern networks like Meta and Google demand an incredible amount of creative diversity. And why is that? Well, their algorithms now heavily favor creative-led targeting over traditional audience-led targeting. Basically, your creative is your targeting now. The financial toll of wasted ad spend, plus the sheer creative block of trying to design a winning layout from scratch, it's literally burning teams out. Listen, if you're feeling this pain, you are absolutely not alone. Just over the past year, there's been a massive 94% spike in marketers actively searching for AI solutions to combat these exact creative bottlenecks. And this trend is driven almost entirely by the post-iOS 14 privacy landscape. In a world where traditional audience tracking has been severely weakened, creative-first optimization isn't just a nice-to-have anymore, it's absolutely mandatory. The whole industry is desperately looking for a way out of manual production. And really, here's the core enemy we're all fighting, the thing leading directly to all that wasted budget: creative ad fatigue. A study by the Harvard Business Review actually confirmed that creative variety is absolutely critical for maintaining user engagement on modern social feeds. I mean, think about it. When your target audience sees the exact same banner design over and over, they literally go blind to it. Your click rates drop and your cost per click just skyrockets. And the root cause of all this? It's the launch bottleneck. Manual resizing creates such a severe slowdown that marketing teams are basically forced to run the same ad creatives for way, way too long. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 1, the evolution of ad generation, from manual to AI. To really understand where we are in 2026, we have to look at how the digital advertising industry has evolved to adapt to this very problem. We've gone through some pretty distinct technical stages. Back from 2010 to 2018, we lived in the manual template era. Designers built every single banner in Photoshop. If you wanted a new size, a human being had to manually resize that layout. It was agonizingly slow. Then, from 2019 to 2022, we entered the programmatic era with dynamic creative optimization, which essentially mixed predefined assets on the fly. But now, sitting in the 2023 to 2026 generative AI era, platforms like AdCreative AI don't just mix assets. They actually analyze deep historical performance data to construct custom, pre-scored banners and even video adaptations, completely bypassing all that manual design effort. Moving right along to Section 2, scaling with AI automation, solving the multi-size bottleneck. This brings us to the core solution AdCreative AI actually claims to offer. Just contrast the manual, soul-crushing work of resizing against automated adaptability. On one side, you're spending hours taking a single design and painfully cropping it for a square feed, then stretching it out for a vertical story and squishing it into a landscape sidebar. It's tedious. But on the other side, automated adaptability allows you to upload your core assets just once, and the AI formats them for all the standard sizes across Meta, Google, and TikTok simultaneously. It can even convert static images into short-form vertical videos. This for sure drastically reduces the time it takes to launch cross-platform campaigns. But, here's the immediate concern that pops up. If an AI is generating hundreds of ads, aren't they going to look generic and totally off-brand? That's a super valid fear, because visual mismatch completely weakens brand trust. To solve this, you use what's called a brand kit workflow. It's a simple 4-step process. Step 1, you configure your exact primary and secondary color hex codes. Step 2, you upload your brand's custom typography files. Step 3, you establish strict rules for logo placement. And Step 4, you lock those guidelines globally. This strict setup acts as a guardrail. It prevents the AI from hallucinating off-brand colors or throwing out wildly inappropriate layouts. Research shows visual consistency significantly improves brand recognition, and this exact setup is what forces the AI to stay perfectly within your corporate identity.
All right, Section 3, scoring before you spend, or predictive performance.
So you've got your on-brand ads at massive scale, but how do you know if they're actually going to work? Usually, launching new campaigns relies almost entirely on human intuition, which, let's face it, is basically guesswork. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the creative scoring AI doesn't just guess. It evaluates the layout by comparing its composition against millions of successful historical campaigns. It assigns a predictive numerical rating, say a 98 out of 100, by specifically analyzing the layout structure, checking the contrast levels, and verifying the call to action placement. This pre-publishing analysis ensures you're only putting your precious budget behind the variations with the absolute highest mathematical probability of success. This leads us to Section 4, Hidden Costs and Credits, the reality check. However, we do need to maintain a completely objective reality check here. It's not all seamless automation and high scores. When we look at user feedback across ad tech blogs regarding billing disputes, trial billing risks, and unexpected auto renewals, it almost always comes back to this one equation. So the crucial point is, one downloaded layout equals one credit consumed. Competitors out there often promote the idea of unlimited generation, but AdCreative AI relies on strict download limits. The reality is, if you generate a big batch of layouts and blindly download unusable or off-brand designs without actually checking them first, you are going to rapidly drain your paid subscription limits. To manage this properly, you absolutely need actionable account management. First off, track your credit balances really closely before you hit download on a huge batch. Second, set hard calendar reminders for your trial renewals. You wouldn't believe how many users forget and just get hit with unexpected annual package charges. Third, always use the preview features to review designs before downloading, so you can protect those credits. And finally, if you run into any subscription friction, contact their support immediately to resolve billing issues early. Understanding the system is exactly how you protect your ROI. Let's move to our final area, Section 5, the human-AI balance, high-volume output versus originality. This brings us to a really vital strategic concept. Even with brand kits and scoring algorithms doing their thing, relying entirely on automated design can lead to these repetitive, generic ad loops. If left totally unchecked by human oversight, your messaging will eventually stagnate. Growth engineer Aloan Gray points out that AI does not replace designers. It replaces the mechanical work of resizing and formatting layouts, allowing designers to focus on core visual strategy. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact mindset needed here. It's a vital distinction. The AI handles the agonizing multi-platform resizing and that initial draft generation. But the human designer, they step in to refine the final details, tweak the copy, and inject actual, genuine creative originality. Which leaves us with this final question to consider for your own workflow. Automated tools like AdCreative AI are undeniably powerful for solving that multi-sized bottleneck and predicting performance through data. But ultimately, will you let AI dictate your creative strategy, or will you use it to empower your human designers to do their absolute best work at massive scale? Take a hard look at your agency or brand's current production pipeline and see exactly where the mechanical work is holding back your true creative potential. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.